has been between 7 and 8 months since I took, uh, since I created this infinity bottle. Well, it's not really an infinity bottle, it's kind of a dead end infinity bottle. I'll explain. Last year, a friend of mine gave me a bunch of bottles. I think there were 10 of them, and they had all been opened for more than 10 years. They belonged to some old man who couldn't drink anymore, so he just put all his bottles in storage, and they had been opened. And I don't think they were stored in the best of conditions or in the best of environments. But anyway, I acquired these bottles, and I tried them all. And then I thought, well, let's just make an infinity bottle out of them. That's what I did. I poured 1 dram of each bottle into this one, and I think I've had 2 drams from it. There were 9 or 10 bottles. Anyway, this is the 10 plus infinity. I even have it marked here, 10 plus infinity. Now, the reason it's a dead end infinity is because I don't have any more bottles of whiskey that have been opened for more than 10 years. So with an infinity bottle, the theory is that you keep topping it up and topping it up and topping it up. This one, I'm unable to top up unless I get more 10-year-old whiskeys. Now, there's some Maker's Mark in here. There's some Tobermory in here. There's some, there's a bunch of different things in there, and most of them had gone flat. Well, this must be flatter than flat, and so I'm going to try it just for the fun of it. And you know, this once it's gone, it's gone. There won't be any more of it, and maybe I'll be thankful for that. Oh, well, that plastic top stayed on nice and tight. Let's pour a dram of this stuff. There, if I keep pouring drams like that, it won't last long. But I don't plan on touching it more than, 2 or 3 times a year. I did have a dram of this about 2 or 3 weeks back, just to gauge what I thought of it at the time. The bourbon and rye notes are overpowering the more delicate malted barley notes. Right away, I get some little bit of that bourbon vibe. Yeah. I get that bourbon vibe. I get some brown sugar, some faint brown sugar, some cherries. Marinated cherries. There's some vanilla under there. And there's a kind of mustiness. Now, what is that I'm getting? It's kind of a flat sweetness. How can I describe that? A little bit of cardboard note from that. Like the bottles had been stored in cardboard boxes, and through the corks that were disintegrating, there was some air slowly seeping in and out with the changes of the uh, seasons, warmer and colder. If I recall, I think my friend described that this had been left in an attic somewhere. Yeah, a little bit like those cherries that you get in a Del Monte fruit cup, those marinated cherries. Slight hint of wet cardboard, like I said. Some vanilla. And a bit of rye spice. And then there's a mustiness. Could there be some mold and mildew involved? Perhaps. Some noble rot. I think one of the whiskeys had not been opened at all. That was a Macallan of some kind. It was a Macallan Fine Oak, something like that. And it was not very good. Well, the cork disintegrated, so there may have been some breathing through that disintegrating cork. It has squiggly legs. It has secondaries forming. It has drops on the sides of the glass. Let's see what. Let's try that again. Oh, yeah. There are legs coming down. And not very fast either. The secondaries are pretty slow. That's what I'm getting, some cork. Some of these were quite corked. Huh. That's what I'm getting, dry cork. All right, I'm going to taste this now. It's a little bit fruity, particularly cherries. There's a little bit of a cough syrup note too. It's like a Vicks or Robitussin. Hmm. It's a bit viscous and oily. A little bit woody. A little bit corky. I don't know if you can see that ridge there. There's a ridge right there, right there. A little bit spicy, a little bit woody, a little bit fruity, a little bit corky on the nose now. I would say that the whiskeys involved here that were open for more than 10 years, have married together over the last 7 or 8 months and become something better than what all of them were individually. Excuse me. Despite it being just a little bit corky, just a little bit corky and a little bit woody, it's not really bad. It's spicy, has a medium finish, it's spicy, fruity, got no alcohol burn at all. If there ever was an alcohol burn in here, it just kind of faded away. The parts of the whiskey that are not flat are mostly the Maker's Mark, mostly the bourbon, because they had a screw top rather than a cork that disintegrated. So I'm getting mostly flat bourbon notes and flat other notes and a little bit of cork. That being said, though, it's not completely unpleasant. It's still drinkable. It's not the best, naturally. It has an oily viscosity too. So, on that note, what else am I getting? A little bit of citrus, but I can't really pinpoint what citrus it is. A bit orangey, a bit of orange citrus. Yeah, this is different. It's a marriage of different styles of whiskey that have gone flat, mostly. Something completely different, yes. And once this is gone, there will be no more. A totally unique creation. Cheers.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food quick.
Yeah.